Again, welcome to Statistics with Microsoft Excel. In these lectures, we're going to continue with the descriptive statistics, and we are going to focus on graphical displays using Microsoft Excel. So our main objective is to use the Microsoft Excel to construct a pie chart, a bar chart, and also an histogram. First, we will go through a very short lectures on what is again a chart and what is a pie chart, graph, etc. So again, a chart is a data. We will say a chart is a data, but it's a visual representation of data. So anytime we see a chart, it's more or less we are seeing a data, but we are seeing the data in a picture form. So it's a visual representation. So my short definition for a chart is a visual representation of data. Now, what is a pie chart? Normally, a pie chart is commonly used for graphical display for presenting a relative frequency and percent frequency distribution for categorical data. So an example, we may have a company selling 4 products. Now we want to know the percentage of each product that was sold. The whole 4 product is 100%, but a pie chart will be a circle, a 360 degree. Now in this case, we can represent each percentage on a circle of 360 degree, which is a pie chart. Again, we're going to see an example, and also we are going to construct a pie chart in a few minutes using the Microsoft Excel. So first, we're going to draw a circle, then use the relative frequency to subdivide the circle into sectors that will correspond to the relative frequency for each class. This is if we are constructing the pie chart manually with a pen and a paper. The first thing we'll do, we draw a full circle, which is 360 degree, a circle. Then we are going to subdivide the circle based on the percentage of each product. So since we have 360 degrees in a circle, a class with relative of 0.25 will consume 0.25 times 360. So that will be roughly 90 degrees of the circle. So this is an example. Here we have a company that's selling different types of soft drinks. In this case, the store sold 38% of Coca-Cola. Sprite was 10%. So we can see that the Sprite sector is very small comparing to Coca-Cola because of the percentage. Then we have Diet Coke, Pepsi, etc. Each with their percentage. Now the total percentage here should give us 100%. And as we know from college algebra or mathematics or geometry, a circle is a 360 degree. So this is an example. For the Coca-Cola, again, we have 1/3 of the customers surveyed prefer Coca-Cola, which was roughly 38%. As we can see, 38%. Then the Pepsi is 26%, etc. So next, I'm going to construct a pie chart before we continue with the histogram. So in this case, I'm going to start my Microsoft Excel program. And I'm going to look for a data for an example. In this case, I'm going to use a data name franchise. So this is my data. Again, this data, we have so many items, up to 20 items. So it's too much. I'm going to select only few of them. I'm going to select 4 items. So let's say we have a franchise, and we see how, and the number of, for example, Hamptons Inn is an hotel franchise. They have 1,864 hotels. McDonald's have over 32,805 locations for their franchise. So he has selected 4 franchise. Amtis, AM, PM, McDonald's, 7-Eleven Incorporated. Now, based on the pie chart we are going to see here is the percentage of number of locations they have, each franchise have. So now when you are constructing any chart, any graph, the first thing we do is to select the data. So let's assume I didn't select no data. And the steps is I'll click on insert. Again, we start the Microsoft Excel. I'll click on the insert. Then I'll go to the chart area or the group area. Again, this is the chart area. And I can see the pie chart here. Or you can still click on the button here to select all. But look, a question here. Here, the Microsoft Excel is telling me that I don't have no data. I don't have no data, so I cannot construct the chart. Now I will just click any of the charts here. Let's click on pie chart again. Select anyone. Look what happened. There's nothing. The reason why, because I don't have data. So here I'm going to delete it. So the first thing when we are constructing a chart is to select our data. So here I selected the 4 franchises and with the number of locations they have. So again, first step, select your data. Then we click on the Insert tab. Then we go to the chart grouping area. Here we are going to construct a pie chart. So I'll click on the pie chart. And now it's up to you what type of pie chart, whether 2-dimension, 3-dimension, or dove knot. Dove knot also look like, but again, I'm going to use the 2-dimension for now. So this is my chart. And this is our pie chart. Now we can see the legend here. Again, we have colors, 4 different types of colors, which represent 4 different franchises. But we have the names here. So for example, the blue is Hampton Inns. The pink is AMPM. McDonald's is the largest. Actually, it's not yet. McDonald's is the green. Hampton looks like the largest, etc. No, sorry. Hampton's is blue. This is 7-Eleven. Yeah, 7-Eleven is the pink, this section. So again, that's the step of creating any chart. The first thing we do, select the data. Without a data, we don't have no chart. So that's why our definition for a chart is a visual representation of the data. So a chart is a data. Now, when we select the data, we click on the insert. Then again, we go to the chart grouping area. Then we select any chart we want. Actually, when we create the handles here, the button here, it will give us different types of, these are all different types of charts we have. And also, the chart, it depends on the data we have. For example, the reason why I chose a pie chart here, because I have a data with only 1 variable and it's many categories. So a pie chart or even a bar chart will be okay. So let's try the bar chart. I'm going to click on the bar chart here. And then we can see that again. I'll see all the 4 items. So this is our 4 franchise again. 7-Eleven is the largest, McDonald's, AMPM, and then the Hamptons Inn. Again, I can use a bar chart or column chart, but also we have some we'll go through that in our next lectures. How, if we have 2 variables, we can use something like a scatter plot to find the relationship between the 2 variables visually. That means using a chart. So let's continue with our lectures. This is again creating the pie chart. I can click on it and select the pie chart again. So the next is the histogram. So another common graphical display of quantitative data is a histogram. And here also we can because this is how our histogram looks like. Histogram also is almost the same concept as the pie chart. We have only one single variable, but also we have the frequency or the tally. So for example, I may use the amtins. The amtins, the number is the frequency, which is the total locations we have, will be vertical, and the name will be down. But it's, if I use the Hamptons and 711, it's a qualitative data. Histogram will take a quantitative data. So for example, if I have a data set and I want to know how many workers make between $50,000 to $70,000, how many workers make between $80 to $90, then I can use histogram. Or the age, patients between the age of 0 to 10, then from 11 to 20, again, I can use histogram. So this is an example of an adult time days. So the time between 10 to 14 days, 15 to 19 days, 20 to 29 days, 25 to 29, and then the rest. So for example, between the adult time days, 10 to 14, we have 4. 15 to 19, 15 to 19, we have almost 8. So again, histogram can be used to visually represent a quantitative data. So again, this is the steps. We can select the first section. Again, first step is to select your data. So here we say select any cell. A cell consists of those are the boxes with the values. So we have to select our data. Then we click on the insert. Still, we go to the chart group area. We can either click on the recommended charts, then we click OK. Or we can click on the right chart or any chart again, but this time we are doing histogram. But what I want us to know is that the steps, again, they are all the same. So I'll go through the step now and see how it is. So we will get something like this. So here, again, the theory, for example, we may have a data that is skewed to the left or skewed to the right, or it can be normally distributed, etc. So again, in this lecture, our main goal is to learn how to construct 3 different types of charts. Again, the steps are the same. So first, we went through the pie chart. Again, let me delete. Again, we can use any data. I decided to use a file named franchise. In this file, we have different types of franchise companies. Example is Hamptons Inn, McDonald's, 7-Eleven, Days Inn, etc. KFC, Burger King, all the franchises. And on the right side, which is column B, is number of locations they have or number of stores they have. If it's a restaurant, number of restaurants or number of hotels in Hamptons Inn. So our goal, we want to represent this data. Again, I don't want to use all the franchise. So again, I'm going to select, excuse me. So for example, I'm going to select only 4 franchise. Then I'll click insert. Then we go to the graphing area or the charts group. And I will select the pie chart. I'll do the 3-dimension this time. We can see our legends. Each color represents the franchise. So actually I selected 5. And I can see the name, right? We call this the legend, the names of each franchise represented by the color. Also, we can add a chart title. So I'll double click on it and maybe I may type franchises or franchises report, etc. We can also change the design. So when I click on the chart, I can see different types of designs given to us with the legend location changes. Let's click the next one. You can see Instead of the name at the bottom, we also have the name of each franchise on the chart. Let's try another one. And the last one. So different designs, formatting for us. Also, we can click on the format and we can format the text, everything by choosing any format we want. We can see the format. So that's the pie chart. The formatting, chart type, again, everything is the same. The steps are the same. So I'll go back to insert again. And sometimes we can automatically change the chart. So for example, I have a pie chart now. I can click on any chart here. Let's say a bar chart or column chart. And we can change the chart, any chart we want to change. But what I'm going to do again is to delete this chart, and then we do the histogram. The easy way to do the histogram is, again, the steps. We select the data, we click on insert. Then this time I'm going to click on recommended charts. So now these are the possible recommended chart by Excel give to us. Since this data is only one variable, I can use a pie chart, I can use a column chart or bar chart, anything. But if we are creating an histogram, and histogram is more or less a column chart. So I'm going to select the column chart and I'll click OK. Now what happened, we know that in histogram, there's no space between the graphs. But again, I'm using a categorical data. So even to close, we can see if we can be able to close the date. So I'll right click on the bar, then I'll click on Format Data Series. Then I'll look for the width. Okay, see the width here. I'll reduce the gap width to 0. Then we can see that the chart, they join together. So this is how histogram look. Again, I'm using this as an example because I'm using qualitative data. But again, this is an histogram. When we look at our PowerPoint slides, histogram is a column chart with no space. No space. So that will be the conclusion of our lectures. Again, these lectures we learn how to create different type of charts using Microsoft Excel. Again, the steps are the same. Select your data, then go to Insert. Then you go to the recommended charts. It's up to you. I always like recommended charts because it will tell you different types of charts that you can create using that data. Here, the reason why we have these recommended charts, bar chart, pie, because we have a single variable values. Now, if I have two values, let's say we have a column for total expenses and then column for total revenue, and we want to find the relationship between the two variables, we cannot use any of these charts. So maybe we can use the line chart or scatter plot, etc. And that will be again in our next lectures. So again, wish everybody the best. And I think that's it for these lectures. Our main goal here again, creating the charts. We saw the pie chart. We also saw the column chart and the histogram. But again, we have so many charts, scatter plots, so many of them. The steps of creating all the charts in Excel is the same. First thing we do, we open our Excel program, select your data, click on the Insert tab, then go to the chart grouping area, then select any chart you want to create. So again, wish everybody the best and thank you.